afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. We have the pleasure to have with us today representatives from Guiding Point that they're going to share with us the great services that their organization can offer you. So, without further ado, I will pass the mic to our good friends at Guiding Point.
Hey, thank you, Miss Santiago. Hello, my name is Melissa Hairston. I am the executive director at Guiding Point. Thank you so much for having us today. We're very happy to be here and kind of share some information regarding Guiding Point, the services that we offer, and how we would hopefully like to help people in our community. Before we get started with the presentation, we do have another member of our team here, and I'll let her introduce herself, and then we'll go ahead and get started with our presentation.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Sylvia Reeves. I am the Director of Family Services with Guiding Point. And during our presentation or after our presentation, I'm here to help answer any questions you may have. All right, Ms. Harris. Thank you.
Okay, so for the first part of our presentation, I do have a PowerPoint. We'll discuss the services that we offer, kind of like the differences between the services, some examples of the services when they're available. At the very end, we'll talk about how you can sign up, or if you know someone else that may benefit from our services, how they can sign up. And then at the end, Ms. Reeves will talk about our 3-day parenting classes that we offer 3 times a year, and she'll also answer any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let's see if I can share my screen here. Okay, can everyone see the screen? Yep. Okay, great. Okay, great. So we are Guiding Point. We are a community mental health agency. We offer therapy, case management. We also offer day treatment services for children, which is an after school program, and I'll get into that. But let's just go ahead with the next slide. Okay, so our services. The first service that we offer is case management. We also offer community integration, therapy for child and adult, and youth day treatment services. So first, we're going to talk about case management. Alrighty, so people may be familiar with case management or working with a case manager, but you can work with a case manager in 2 ways. So the overall term is called case management, but it's broken down into 2 parts. So your case manager may work with you in the community. So this service is available Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. We have those hours because we understand people work. You may have children that you also take care of, and we want to make the services available to you at the most appropriate time for you. So it is available 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So the first portion of case management, the goal should be to provide advocacy, resource coordination, goal planning, because your case manager should be out in the community with you, helping you to advocate for social services, or if you need advocation as far as legal aid, or there may be some individuals who have been court appointed to case management and therapy. So our job as a case manager is to really advocate for you in the community. That's a big part of it. Secondly, it should be to help individuals navigate mental health and social services. And so really what that means is that we should be there to help you, or, someone you may know, navigate mental health challenges. So that may look like, for one person, anger management skills. For another person, that may look like, you know what, I really need some help going downtown, filling out applications, and really getting the social services that I need. So case management could look different for each person. The third point, supports individuals in achieving independence and stability. And this may be one of the most important points, that case management is there to be an assistance, to be a help, but ultimately our goal is to have the person be independent, where they don't need us anymore, and they are able to manage and function on their own. There's no time limit on how long an individual may need case management services. Some people may only need it a couple of months. Some people may need it a year, and that's perfectly fine, because we make plans tailored to your specific needs. Alrighty, so that is the first portion overall that a case manager would do is be specific community case management. And just if you have questions, you could type them in the chat, and we'll be sure to get to all your questions. Okay, so services provided in case management. This is a little bit more in-depth view of case management, but it's not limited to these things. Comprehensive assessment of physical, emotional, social, and environmental factors affecting the client's well-being. So what does this mean? If someone comes to the agency and they're in need of case management, we do an assessment. We want to make a person-centered plan that's just for you. It's not a plan that, is for everybody that comes into the agency. This is just to focus on your specific needs or your child's specific needs, and we make that plan with you. So that plan would include goals, and then it would have objectives. The objectives are, how are we going to reach those goals? What is your goal? What is your strengths? And so we would use that plan, therefore, to help you moving forward. Let's see here. Okay, and a big part of the first portion of case management is resource coordination, which we kind of talked about a little bit, as far as maybe the person needs help establishing housing. Maybe the person needs help getting health insurance or reinstating health insurance. We know it can be a difficult process sometimes. Sometimes you may need someone to assist you with the applications. We're here to do that. Social Security benefits, that could be very daunting and a very long task. We're here to help with that as well. Anything that is in the community or social service that someone may need help with, that's what we're here to do as case managers. Additionally, crisis intervention. We all try our best on a day-to-day basis, but sometimes we may have a crisis. And so we do have crisis intervention here, where you're able to call your therapist or call your case manager after hours, and we're able to assist you and help you with those crises. So that is a part of case management as well. Assistance during emergency situations and providing support. So you may have an emergency of a loved one passes. That is something that we will be able to do with case management and provide that support. And again, one of the biggest functions of case management is advocacy. Having someone in the community with you that understands the social service system and is there to help you and advocate for you for the things that you need. Okay. Some examples of case management. And these are just some examples. It doesn't have to be limited to this. It could be whatever you need as a person. We work together to come up with that plan, but this is just some of the things that we see commonly. Helping, like I said, with medical insurance, whether it be for you or your children. Coping skills. One of the big roles of a case manager is to help you establish coping skills. Like, what do we do when we feel angry? What do we do when we feel sad? We've had a long day. How do we build resiliency? Those are all things that we can learn skills for that makes our everyday life experience much better. And so your case manager would be there to help you or your child establish those coping skills with the goal of living a happier, more successful life. Social service applications, we kind of talked about that, whether it be for Social Security benefits or any other type of social service application that you may need done or housing application. We're there to actually go with you to those buildings, whether it be legal aid, or actually going downtown to sign up for something. We're there. We do the entire process with you, and we help you along the way. And again, advocate for you for the things that you need. Food assistance, we definitely help with those applications. Budgeting, we have lots of materials here to help people create budgets because, budgeting can be difficult, especially in this economy. So we have lots of tools here to help, people and families who need to budget, meal planning, because we want to look at the entire person. So it's not just about, addressing specific mental health issues like anger or anxiety. We need to address everything so that we can be healthy. So that would include meal prepping. We want to be able to create healthy meals for ourselves. So we can go to the grocery store with you and say, hey, let's maybe try this diet. And because diet and exercise overall does affect our mental health as well. And lastly, home skills. Case managers are able to come in and help establish some home skills. So whether that be cleaning charts or organizational charts, daily to-do lists, we could come in and help and assist with those things as well. Okay, so that is the first portion of case management, things that a case manager would do with an individual. The second portion of case management is called community integration. And we'll go here. Okay. Community integration, like case management, is offered Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Again, because we want to work around your schedule, we want to make services available for you at the best time of the day. What are some goals of community integration? Well, it's kind of in the title. We want to help people integrate into the community, and that can be done in lots of ways. The first of which is enhancing social skills and independence. Like I kind of said before, our goal is to get individuals, children, and family to the point where they no longer need our assistance. We're happy to assist you, and we will work with you happily as long, as you need the help. But our goal is to integrate people into the community and provide those services where you're happy, healthy, and sustainable on your own. So that would be a part of community integration, enhancing those social skills and helping a person to feel truly independent on their own. We want to connect individuals with community activities and support networks, because mental health is not just about seeing your case manager or your therapist. It's also about finding those things that make you feel happy, integrating into the community. So whether that be volunteering or signing up for a class that you always wanted to sign up for, or maybe doing an adult sports league, those things are very important, to address the whole person concept, and does have a positive impact on our mental health. And we're here to help you navigate and do those things in the community. Thirdly, with community integration, we focus on life skills, peer engagement, and real world experience. So, part of the life skills could be, maybe you always wanted to go to a trade school, or maybe you always wanted to sign up for classes. Those are important life skills that help people move forward. So now we'll get a little bit more in depth into community integration. Okay, so the largest portion of community integration is actually engaging in the community. And our first point here would be assistance in identifying and participating in community activities such as recreation, cultural events, volunteerism, and local organizations. That is super important for one's mental health. And I know sometimes, like I said before, we might not traditionally think of that as far as our overall well-being, or how accepted we feel, or how a part of our communities we feel. But that's super important. Engaging with others and building positive relationships actually has a huge impact on our own mental health. And so we're there to kind of help you integrate into the community to do those things. Or your child. I know sometimes it's very difficult with teenagers. Sometimes they just want to stay at home, kind of play the video games. So if you have a child or a teenager and you're like, you know what, they need to be social. They need to develop those social skills. They need to get out of the house more. We're here to help them do that as well. Also with community integration, we can work on training and life skills such as communication, money management, social skills, job readiness, and self-advocacy. So again, integrating into the community, you may want to enhance your social skills. Your job skills. So whether that be us sitting down with you and kind of going over resume building, like this is a great way to present your resume for employment, or helping you to do job searches, or even helping you with some role play and some motivational interviewing for upcoming interviews. That is all things that we could participate in to help in community integration. And one of the largest things that community integration plays a part is transportation, because we recognize that how can you integrate into the community if you don't have transportation? Like, that is a huge deal, and we recognize that. So another part of our community integration process is to help individuals navigate transportation. So whether that be helping you with getting RTA bus tickets, they have different programs where you're able to get a monthly bus ticket for $25, or even helping you navigate transportation through your health insurance, because some HMOs, like insurance carriers such as CareSource, will actually provide rides to doctor's appointments and other things that you need to do in a community. So again, with transportation, we're here to help you access all of those things. Okay. And here are some specific examples of community integration. So, helping a young adult join a local sports teams to build social connections, because, like, as we were saying, those are super important, those social connections. Teaching budgeting, grocery shopping skills to an individual that's living independently, or you may have a family. You may, like think the prices are expensive. We understand that. So maybe you may need some help with budgeting and grocery shopping. Organizing group outings to encourage social engagement and life experiences. And we kind of talked about that before. That group outing can be whatever you enjoy, whatever you like doing, whatever makes you feel good for that day. We can help you with that. It may be assistance with filling out a job or school application. And as I just previously stated, transportation navigation. That's super important. How can we help you to get the transportation that you need to do the things that you need to do in the community? And I do see a few questions popping up. Thank you for putting the questions in the chat, and we will get to those questions. So I don't want you to think I don't see the questions there. Okay. So we've talked about the services that we offer so far. We talked about case management. We have talked about community integration. And now we will discuss adult and child therapy. I know sometimes when we say therapy, people, like, oh, I don't need therapy. Sometimes it's a little taboo. But every adult person needs therapy in their life, probably at some time in another. So it's not anything to feel bad about. It's not anything to feel ashamed about. We all need to talk to a professional at some given point in our lives, because we experience a lot of things in our lives. And sometimes we just need someone to help us understand those things, maybe just a confidential person to talk to and work through it, and then, really enjoy the rest of our lives. So we really want to work to take that stigma away from therapy. Therapy is not a bad thing. Okay, so our therapy is available in person. We could come to your home and do therapy. For children, we can go to the school and do their therapy, or at home. You can do your therapy over the phone. It's like a web cam kind of Zoom platform you can do it in, or you could come into the office and do therapy. So we offer a lot of ways to do therapy, and we try to make it as comfortable as possible and as easy to access as possible, in a way that you feel comfortable and supported. So let's talk about the major keys of therapy. Therapy is meant to provide emotional and behavioral support. It helps to manage stress, trauma, and developmental challenges. It also supports personal growth, coping strategies, and emotional well being. So, if we look at point number one, provides emotional and behavioral support. Like I was saying in the beginning, we all, at some times in our adult lives, need emotional support. We may have a loved one that passed, or someone that we were really close to that passed, a divorce, maybe, a child has gone off to go to college, or whatever it may be, and there's some separation anxiety. We all need to some help at one point in our lives or another with emotional support. Therapy also helps with behavioral support. So if there's a diagnosis there, therapists can help you navigate and lessen those symptoms of the diagnosis. If there's been a trauma that you've experienced, or you've witnessed people being traumatized or abused, that is something that we can also kind of work through in therapy as well. And then at the end of the day, we all want to experience that personal growth and develop those strategies for our well-being. Okay, so a little more in depth about the adult and child therapy. It promotes wellness, provides education and tools to help individuals improve their overall physical, emotional, and social well being. Because when we feel better emotionally and socially, that also reflects in our physical well being. And I think that's important to take that into consideration as well as we're looking at the whole person and how can we help you in therapy feel better overall. Therapy helps to enhance the quality of life by overcoming mental health challenges, substance use challenges, or it may be a mental health challenge along with a substance use challenge. And we're able to help you and address that in therapy as well. We're there to encourage support networks. So maybe sometimes people need to do family therapy or child and parent therapy. So we're here to address therapy however it is needed for that individual, whether it's over the phone, face to face, at the school, at the office. We're here to meet needs of individuals on an individual basis, using the medium that makes you feel most comfortable with your therapy. Okay, some benefits of therapy. Improved emotional regulation. So, therapy helps individuals developing coping skills to manage stress, anxiety, and depression more effectively. Because, life is not always easy. And so, the therapists are here to help you find ways to manage that stress, talk through the stress and anxiety, and even things that are causing you to feel depressed. Talk through those things, help you work through those things, and then eventually develop the coping skills that you need to have a happy life. Better relationships. Therapy enhances communication skills, conflict resolution skills, and emotional intelligence, leading to healthier personal and professional relationships. That is a great benefit of therapy because it really teaches us how to communicate in a way that is effective, a way that we are being heard, but also hearing the other person to strengthen our own personal relationships, whether that be at home with a spouse or your child or even at work. Increase self awareness. Engaging in therapy allows individuals to understand their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, leading to personal growth and self acceptance. So, that is another amazing benefit of treatment of therapy because it really does help us to have a higher emotional intelligence because as adults, we experience a lot. We work a lot. We're busy. People have to take care of children. I think that therapy really provides a time for you, a space for you to think about how your emotions or thoughts make you feel and how that may be impacting your life. And to really understand or better understand how you feel and to better understand how others feel. So, those are some of the great benefits to adult and child therapy. Lastly, we will talk about our youth day treatment program. So, our youth day treatment program is available Monday through Thursday, 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. There's generally two sessions. We usually have a 3:30 to 6:30 group and a 4:30 to 7:30 group. So, our youth day treatment sessions are 3 hours after school. It's for ages 6 to 16. And it's a structured mental health group that's just for kids. We find that the kids really enjoy it. They really like it. They get to talk with their peers and be in a mental health group that's actually pro-social as well. So it's a structured program after school. It focuses on emotional regulation, social skills, coping strategies, because I think that sometimes we forget children experience a lot of the same anxiety, depression, and need those same coping skills that adults do. And then children also need social skills to help them develop into young adults. And another part of youth day treatment is we want to help them to build positive behaviors, positive relationships in school, positive relationships at home. So, I mean, it's very excited. We have two locations that we offer the youth day treatment services at. There's one on the east side of Cleveland, one on the west side of Cleveland, and the kids really enjoy it. And then it also runs all summer. So once the summertime comes, the groups are usually 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We send out a registration form. They go on field trips because we want them to be pro-social, again, getting out, engaging in the community. And the kids really, really like it. It's action-packed for the summer. Okay, so youth day treatment program at Guiding Point is a structured, time-limited outpatient service designed to provide intensive therapeutic interventions for individuals experiencing significant mental health challenges. The program aims to enhance emotional well-being, improve functioning, and empower individuals to achieve greater independence and meaningful community participation. And it's based on person-centered, and it's in a trauma-informed environment, meaning that our therapists and case managers do engage in trauma-informed care training because we understand that sometimes, our kids in our youth day treatment program have experienced trauma and have seen trauma. And sometimes that trauma could come out in angry outbursts, but we understand that why they're angry or what they're going through. So we do provide all of those additional training for our staff because we want our kids to be in a safe, supported environment. So here's a little breakdown of what the youth day treatment looks like after school. So when they first come in, 3:05 to 3:20, we'll do an attendance. It'll be a check-in, sign-in, greeted by the staff. They'll have a snack and, maybe go to the bathroom. We do provide snacks and full meals with the youth day treatment programming. And then we'll go to a warm-up activity. So warm-up activities can look different ways. Some of our groups, their warm-up activity is highs and lows of the days, where the kids get to sit in a circle and tell everybody what was their high of the day and what was their low of the day. They seem to really like that because they get a chance to express themselves uninterrupted and really feel heard. Or that may just look like a meditation. Maybe they had a rough day as a group and we all need to stop and, do a daily meditation. Then we'll move on to domain 1. So there's 8 domains. A domain may look like anxiety. A domain may be anger management. A domain may be interpersonal skills or relationship skills. So they'll go through 2 domains, and then we'll have a movement block because we understand that their children, they need to be able to get up, stretch, maybe go outside, do something physical. And so then they'll have a chance to do that. And then we have dinner. So Guiding Point participates with the Kids Cafe, and we have full meals for all the children in our youth day treatment program. I think, for instance, yesterday they had lasagna and mixed vegetables, which actually looked really good. So, because we understand that that is important. It's a long day. It's after school, and we want them to have, a healthy dinner while they're with us. And then we would transition into a third domain, and then we would have dismissal. So that is our youth day treatment program. Like I said, it does not stop. And when the school year is out, we move it to an earlier time during the summer, and the kids really enjoy it. And it's a therapeutic group with therapeutic interventions in those different domains, with the goal of helping them to manage mental health challenges, issues that they address, social skills, and really helping them to develop. Okay, which brings me to my last slide. If you are interested or think that, hey, I could benefit from some services from Guiding Point, or maybe my child could benefit, how can I sign up for services? You can sign up for services three ways. You could call us here at our office. We'll be happy to take your phone call and start you in the intake process, which doesn't take long at all. And we can, email you all the documentation that you need to get started. Or you could visit our website. There is a tab on our website where you can sign up for services. It's super quick and easy. It just asks a few questions to get you connected to someone here who can assist you with that. Or if you say, you know what, I want to come in, I want to talk to someone in person, we will be happy for you to visit our office. We are conveniently located 5500 South Marginal Road. So that's kind of like right off the freeway. We're in the same building with Concentra on the second floor. We're in Suite 210. So if you decide that, you want to come in person, we'd be happy to see you. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. So I think it's time for us to, we'll have Ms. Reeves first talk about the parenting classes. And then after that, we will get started with your questions. And thank you for everyone who typed some questions there.
Okay, good presentation, a lot of information. So let me just a little bit on our family classes. We have our family class. Our family is a family-centered, trauma-informed model. A lot of our parents are sometimes mandated through the court system, schools, and agencies, and some are volunteer. So we have those families that come in. Sometimes the parents just want the personal family training, where we do offer, as you've heard in the with Mrs. Harrison, we offer the time management, which is very important for that family success and in that relationship. We also have monitoring and budgeting, such as even with the SNAP. So their funds, their employment, we help them to budget those funds coming into the home. Job employment services, we help them facilitate or manage the workforce system where they just looking for employment. So there are many things that is depending on the need, and after the assessment of that person coming into our agency, then we'll have an opportunity to assess the need of that family. And from that assessment, we'll then continue on in finding them the right care plan that's directed just for that family. You will find some of our classes we have offered is domestic violence, anger management, substance abuse, counseling, and coaching. There's a time when we have to just continue to follow up with our with the clients after they have fit advocacy. And then also they have so many ambitions to go and continue education. So we also help with that education plan. These are a part of our family goals that they may set for themselves, total autonomy of the things that they desire for their family. And so this is our healthy family and relationship classes that we have. We also, at a time if we can help, we also have referrals. We will refer to other agencies or wherever we need to help better serve that family. If you have any questions, you can ask me more questions in your in the chat concerning our family classes and coaching.
Okay, so let's jump to some of the questions that we have so far. Do case managers meet with clients in their home as well as at your office? Absolutely. So that is one of the jobs of the case managers. They should be meeting with you at your home, or you could come to our office, or meeting with you in the community to help you do the things that you need to do in the community. Okay. Do you transport clients or give out bus tickets? Ms. Reeves, do you want to address transportation?
I don't think she knows she's on mute.
Okay, I'm just going. So there's time when we will provide, and we have provided bus tickets, but our goal is to help empower our clients through utilizing those community resources. And as you may have heard, that those case managers will work with them with private transportation services. They will work with them also through our community transportation services as RTA. So yes, we will provide at times a bus pass, but our goal is to help empower them to utilize the resources in our community.
Okay, thank you. Someone asked, can you expound on the housing component? We do, and I'll answer part and I'll let Ms. Reeves answer in part as well. But we do work with helping, like, for instance, CMHA, we do help individuals with housing applications because we know it could be a long, tedious process. So if you were interested in CMHA housing, we would definitely go with you, help you with the applications, advocate for you to get that CMHA housing. Secondly, we know that sometimes people get behind on rent payments. And there are agencies that we can help you and connect you with to help you make those rental payments and become current. Ms. Reeves, do you have something to add for the housing question?
Yeah, one of the things we do encourage, especially if they are residents already of CMHA, one of the things that we do, CMHA itself have some of the greatest case managers. And what we do, we partner with those case managers also to rectify any housing issues or to help the client understand how to facilitate through those housing issues. Also with CMHA, they are also partnered and assist with the Section 8. So those are other things that a client will get an understanding of more how CMHA itself have a lot of empowering tools to help facilitate their housing needs.
Right. And like Ms. Reeves is saying, we won't just give you the paper and say, okay, here you go. No, we're there with you, helping you to fill out the applications, helping you to navigate things until you become, get to that successful place where you have the housing. There's another question. What percentage of insurance covers therapy and services? So if you have Medicaid insurance, that covers 100% of any case management services, any therapy services. If you would like your child in the day treatment service, the insurance, Medicaid insurance would cover that 100%. Someone asked, what school districts do you presently service? We are currently mostly on the east side of Cleveland. But if your child is not at one of the schools that we service, we do have school-based staff that can still come to your child's school and see them during the day. And that's really helpful for parents because then you don't have to make a separate appointment, get off work, transport them to a therapy or case management appointment. As long as you give us permission, we can go to your child's school to do that during the day.
Also, I see here the school district. So we're in the CMSD school districts. We're also part of the Akron and some of the charter schools there. And also we're working in Lorraine at this time.
Okay, great. Someone asked, what therapeutic approaches or programs are available? CBT, DBT, trauma-informed care. Yes, we do utilize CBT and trauma-informed care, motivational interviewing. So there are a lot of evidence-based practices that we utilize with the case management and the therapy, and that would just really be based on your treatment plan because, like we were saying before, it's person-centered. It's just for you. So whatever evidence-based practice would be best for you or your child, that is the evidence-based practice that we would work with. Okay. Where is
Harrison, there's a question that says combative. If the question is, what happens when a case manager runs into a combative client? If I may answer that, I'll give some light to that. We we do teach verbal de-escalation in our agency, and every case manager undergo intensive training with verbal de-escalation, solving the problem or the issue at the lowest level possible. But we also train, Ms. Harrison has saw fit that the whole agency, we receive CPI training, crisis prevention training, and that's a higher level of intervention also. So our staff are well equipped with de-escalating and encouraging alternative behavior. Thank you.
okay. All righty. Let's see. Someone else asked, where is the youth day treatment located? So we do offer youth day treatment services here at our office. And then we also have a secondary location on the west side of Cleveland. And we do provide transportation, pick up from school or home to the after school youth day treatment program and then back home. So we absolutely do provide transportation for that. Someone also asked, how long is the expected duration of treatment? Well, it's person to person based, right? So sometimes treatment for one individual may look like 3 to 6 months, and treatment for another individual may look like 1 to 2 years. But what we do is we come together with you, with the therapist, every 6 months and reevaluate where you are in your treatment, where you are in your goals. And if you're feeling good and you're independent and you've been able to work through some skills and meet your goals in 6 months, that's great. And no longer need us. That's the goal. We want you to be great on your own. But say if we come together in 6 months and you're like, no, I still need to work on some things for another couple months, then that's fine too. So the duration of treatment is just really person based. Okay. Someone asked, what about children who have autism? So children who have autism, really we refer them to the autism center because they specifically work with children with autism. And so that is something that we can help you do as far as case management, is connecting you and your child with the top professionals in autism. So
I just
and they
wanted
do
to
a really
jump
great job there.
I just wanted to jump in really quickly. And I'm Sabrina, by the way, with CMHA. And thank you for such wonderful information. There was a question about is transportation provided for youth day treatment? And then I posed the question too, what are some common physical and medical issues that may present when someone is extremely stressed? And can you cover what that would look like for both like adults and children?
Sure. So I guess first I'll address the transportation for day treatment. Yep, we absolutely provide transportation for our after school day treatment program, our summer day treatment program. And so that would look like either we would, with your permission, of course, fill out some forms. We would pick your child up from school, take them to the after school day treatment program, and take them home. In the summertime, we would pick them up from home, again, go to day treatment and bring them back home. So we absolutely do provide transportation for that. To answer your second question about how things can present, well, things can present differently for everybody, right? So first, it be based on your diagnosis. So I'm going to say some things that may present for people, but it's not associated with a specific diagnosis because, again, you would want to have an evaluation by a licensed therapist to just kind of make sure that you are being told about the correct diagnosis. But people just in general could exhibit stress in lots of ways, whether that be sleeplessness. You get in the bed, but you can't go to sleep. You're tossing and turning all night, right? And it takes you 2 or 3 hours to fall asleep. Another thing that people may do, they call it ruminating. So, what does ruminating mean? That means that I'll think about something that I perceive as bad or negative, and then I'll think about it again, and I'll think about it again, and I'll make up the worst case scenario, and then I'll go down that rabbit hole, and I'll do it over and over and over again, right? So, maybe some negative thinking patterns there. Um, it could also present in self-medicating. Sometimes people do that. They feel sad or depressed or lonely. And then that may turn into smoking or alcohol to kind of lessen those feelings or emotions. You could also have physical identifiers of stress or depression or anxiety, whether that be stress rashes, um, a lack of eating or overeating. So there are a lot of things, just feeling out of the normal, not wanting to go outside, not wanting to communicate with others, self isolating for days on end. So those are some common things that you may see where you may want to say, maybe I'll reach out for some help to better cope with those issues that I'm having. But yet, those are some common things that you may see that you could totally address in therapy and case management.
Chime in for a moment there. Also, some of the things that may present that we've been working with our clients. When it comes to some of the adults with already existing medical issue, it can worsen those medical issues, such as blood pressure. You'll find that the blood pressure becomes a chronic with extreme long-term stress. Diabetes, stress affects the diabetes. It will affect the body and worsen already physical situation that's going on in the body. With our children, especially, we have found that extreme, especially long-term stress, could affect our children with withdrawals, grief. They begin to have a lot of grief cutting, and sometimes mentally suicide or suicidal thoughts. And so those are just some of the things that if these issues or the stress is not addressed, it could lead to more long-term and chronic issues.
Okay, so hopefully we answer your question there. But again, I don't want you to, if you are experiencing some of these things, I don't want you to say, oh my God, it's this, right? So don't jump to conclusions. Don't do that. Give us a call, right? Let us speak with you, and let's have an assessment done by a licensed clinical therapist. So, if you see some warning signs, call us and let us make a real clinical determination of what that may be.
So
Let's
we
see
do
here.
have just like 5 more minutes remaining, so
Okay.
hopefully we can power through the majority of the rest of the questions. The next one that I see here, we talked about children who have autism. How can youth sign up or register for the youth day treatment during school or summer hours?
Yeah, it's super easy. First, you could, and I think someone put the phone number in the chat already. The easiest way may be to just call our office. And our phone number is 216-273-7233. Yep, someone put it in the chat. That's the easiest way. You could come into our office and sign up. That's pretty easy. Or you could go to our website. So it's 3 different ways to sign up. It's pretty quick, pretty easy. And we would have start that process, intake process, and meeting with a therapist and everything. Are there any other questions you'd like us to make sure we get to?
Yeah, hopefully we can get to all of them. This is
Okay,
wonderful information. So if you guys have a few more minutes to remain on the
sure.
webinar, then please, we can get through them all if that's okay.
Okay, sounds great. Someone asked, do you have any mail providers available? Absolutely. We understand that, sometimes males get support and advocacy better from other males. And we do. We have male staff available that can work with another male, whether that be a teenage male or an adult male. But we absolutely do have male staff available. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Okay, do you provide grief counseling? Yes, our therapist can work with you with grief counseling, whether that be counseling for a loved one or a friend. That is something that we could absolutely address in therapy. Absolutely. Let's see here. Someone said, Miss Reeves, how do I sign up for some of the programs you offer? That's Miss Carol Spades. Yeah, just give us a call. And we'll make sure that, CMHA will definitely have the slide, and I believe it's going to be posted. I'm sorry, a presentation, but yep, you can give us a call, and it's pretty quick and easy. Let's see here. Okay, and I think we've gotten to all the questions, unless there are any other questions that we didn't address.
Yes, we had a really quick question. Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm one of the case managers. How do I access a flyer?
Sure. I know. Let's see here. If you're able to get us your email address,
Okay.
which I'm sure we could work it out. I do see your name here. I can email it right over to you.
Okay. So I'm going to email you right now. So can I put it in the chat, my email?
Yep, sure. And yep, I'll get that emailed over to you today.
Okay. I'm trying to email you quickly. Sorry.
Someone did ask what happens after treatment? Are there follow-up care options or support groups available? So after treatment, we start something called a transition plan. When you first come into treatment, it's probably the second appointment that you'll have. We start to develop a plan for you that is tailored just for you for aftercare. Who will you reach out in this situation? Who will you reach out to in this situation? Social services that you may need. And then if you decide, if you've been out of treatment and you're like, I'm experiencing some challenges again, you're welcome to start treatment again. But we do start to help individuals transition out even at their second appointment. We start making that plan so that you have access to things that you need whenever your treatment is done.
Well, I'd like to thank you both for providing, again, such wonderful information today, not only to our residents, but to staff alike. We have a wonderful partnership with Guiding Point, and we hope that that continues to grow and strengthen over time. One more time, as far as, contact information, for those of you who might have called in, the number to get in touch with someone at Guiding Point is going to be 216-273-7233. Also for, who's that, Mr. Moore? Mr. Moore, the next webinar that we're going to be hosting is going to be held on March 12th. And we will be discussing education opportunities. So we would love to have you, and if you missed that webinar, that's okay. Because as we mentioned earlier, these sessions are recorded. And so you can hop on YouTube and check out the webinar when time permits. So that is our time. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for joining. Please enjoy the rest of your day.